Hey planner friends! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning from the 19th to the 25th of September in my medium passion planner. Let's get started! So the kit that I'm using this week is Autumn Walk from Plannerface, and this was the July mystery kit from this year. I absolutely love the artwork in this kit and I thought it would be perfect to mark the start of autumn. I do PR for Plannerface, so you can use my code in the description to save yourselves a bit of money and also mention me for a freebie. If you're watching this video on the day that it goes up, there is still a birthday sale going on at Plannerface where you can save yourself even more money off last chance kits and also get double points on her site. As usual, I've started off the base of my spread by shading in the parts of the timelines where I'm going to be asleep, and then going in with my Grey Stabilo fine liner to mark in my alarm times and split my personal and work to do sections in half. I'm doing the same thing that I did last week by sectioning out my to-do lists by day so that I don't have a load of stuff to do all at the end of the week, because that's worked really well for me the past couple of weeks. So I've used my vintage sepia passion marker in the bottom left hand corner to do all of my to-do list sections because that is my theme colour for September, but for the rest of this spread I'm going to be colour blocking, and although this kit didn't fit perfectly with my theme colour for September, there's some brown in the decorative boxes, so I figured it would work really well, especially for the first week of autumn. So the passion markers that I'm using for the colour blocking are vintage gold from the vintage set, and then lemon, matcha and blueberry from the essential colours. To start off with, I've used the fine liner side of those 4 pens to mark in my work hours, so I'm only working Tuesday to Friday this week, and then I'm going in with my Pilot friction pen to write in all of my meals, so breakfast, lunch and dinner for each day, but as usual leaving off breakfast for all of the days where I don't have an alarm set in case I sleep in a bit. I'm then going to grab the chisel tip side of all of those passion markers and colour in the daily focus boxes of the days where I'm not going to be at work, and also highlight over all of those meals that I've just written in. I think this is the first time I've done a colour blocking spread where my monthly theme colour isn't in the colour blocking. I've only included it in the bottom left hand corner, and like I said, some of the decorative boxes do have brown in, so I feel like it still matches, but also this kit definitely gave me vibes of like early autumn and I didn't want to wait to use this until November. So now I've got my pen base all done, we can start adding in some stickers, and as always I'm starting with my meal plan tracker, which is just something that I made in Excel and print off on sticker paper myself. I'm then adding in the squared off half box from the kit into the weekly focus box with some deco, and then finishing off my sidebar with a habit tracker to mark my daily check-in, and also the decorative box that I used on the sidebar is one of the tall boxes from this kit that I cut down because this fashion girl with the short blue hair and bobble hat is definitely going to be me for the next like 6 months. For my washi headers, I've cut one of the 15mm strips that comes in the main body of the kit in half to cover my Space for Infinite Possibility header and my personal and work to-do list headers, and then I've cut a 6mm chunk from the washi add-on to create my extra gratitude header in the bottom left hand corner. And I really like the contrast of the blue and yellow in the 2 different types of washi that were in this kit. So now I just need to add in the weekend banner, and then we can zoom in and get into my plans for the week. So zooming in and starting on Monday, I'm using a fancy label with some deco from the kit and a bank holiday script from Plannerface to mark that we had a bank holiday this day for the Queen's funeral. But because this was a bit of an unexpected bank holiday, I'm using one of the squished half boxes to mark in that I offered to do some overtime so that some urgent results didn't get delayed, also with the work script and notebook doodle from the kit. That was pretty much all that I had planned for the bank holiday because I've been pretty tired recently and honestly just was really happy to have the extra day of a break. So moving on to Tuesday, I'm using a glitter header to mark in that I was working from home, and then one of my Pinky Stickers printables to mark in my first weight session of the week, which I'll eventually remember to add the leg day script to. I'm then adding in a patterned quarter box with the pen pot doodle from the kit to mark in setting up my October monthly on Tuesday evening. Moving on to Wednesday, I'm using a little thing with a piggy bank doodle and a payday script from Plannerface to mark in that Wednesday was payday. And also that's where I remember to add in the leg day script onto my weight session for Tuesday. Next, I'm using a quarter box and the coffee cup doodle from the kit to mark in at my usual Wednesday afternoon seminar, and then I'm going to add in another one of my Pinky Stickers printables to mark in at my yoga class in the evening. I keep forgetting to try and book onto the yoga class at the gym like in time for me to actually get a spot, but this evening I'm really glad that I didn't have a spot at the yoga class because I was exhausted. Flipping over to the second half of the week, I'm using another glitter header to mark in that I was working from home on Thursday, and then a Pinky Stickers printable with a pull day script from Plannerface to mark in my second weight session of the week. For Friday I was duty scientist, so I'm using a regular event label and a little thing from the kit to mark that in with a Joy of Planning Scientist Girl. There should usually only be 2 sessions going down to duty scientist for this whole process, but I ended up going down to specimen reception 5 times this day, which was a lot of stairs, especially after having done a lot of deadlifts the day before. Friday was also the first day of autumn, so I'm using one of these fancy labels from the Mystery add-on sheet to mark that in. I'm then using a Pinky Stickers printable to mark in cardio, and this was just walking Reggie after all of those stairs that day. Moving on to the weekend, I'm first of all using a third box with some deco from the kit and an edit script from Plannerface to mark in editing and recording this voiceover, and then I'm using one of the flags from the kit with a planner doodle and a planning script also from the kit to mark in my planning time on Saturday morning. I'm then using one of the squished half boxes with a Joy of Planning weightlifting girl to mark in my weightlifting class in the afternoon. This is a pretty good session. My wrist/hand injury from the other week is still kind of causing me some issues, so I'm not going as heavy as I would have wanted, but I think my technique is getting a lot better because I'm doing lower weights. Next, I'm using a half box with some deco for whatever we get up to on Saturday evening, which is probably just going to be gaming and some drinks at home. I've picked up an old Sims save again that I haven't played for a couple of months and I'm really enjoying it, so I'm definitely getting stuck in again. Moving on to Sunday, the first thing that I wanted to mark using a fancy label from the kit and some deco was that I have an optician's appointment today, and it's right over lunch, so that's why I've put lunch like an hour later on my meal plan, and also it's kind of messing with my timings for the rest of the day. So I'm using a 3-heart checklist with the mop bucket from the kit to mark in some cleaning time in the morning, and then marking and uploading this video with a skinny event label, a YouTube button icon from Ickle & Co, and an upload script from Plannerface. I can then finish off Sunday with my last weight session of the week, which is going to be push day. So now I'm going to go and add some decorative boxes into this spread, and I've tried to match the decorative boxes to the colour of the day that they're going on. So this gorgeous scene with the yellow leaves on the tree is going on a yellow day. And then I put this fashion girl on Wednesday initially because of the blue of her shirt, but then I remembered that this box was actually supposed to go on Tuesday because of the colour of her cardigan. So it still works, I just move it once I've trimmed it down. And then finally, I couldn't not use the cute little dog scene from this kit, which had a green background, so was perfect to go on Thursday. At the moment, I really need to sharpen my craft knife because it's getting a little bit blunt and a little bit difficult to kind of feel when I've cut through the sticker and not through the entire planner. So I did that a little bit here. Not too much though, but I just put another sticker over the other side of it when I set up for the next week, so it doesn't really matter. I also messed around with how this sticker was laid down quite a few times, and I think I put it back in the exact place that it was to begin with, so I don't know why I kept messing around with it. Because this is one of the newer mini mystery kits from Plannerface, it doesn't have any checklists, so to create my checklist for the top 2 or 3 things that I got done at work each day, I'm using the chisel tip side of the passion marker that matches the colour of the day, and just drawing little circles instead of having a checklist. Once I'd added those in, I then remembered that I'd forgot to add something in on Wednesday, so I'm using one of the little things from the kit with the pen pot doodle to mark that in. And also around these checklists, because they're a little bit smaller than the kind of sticker checklists I've used previously, I decided to use the little mini glitter headers from the box add-on sheet to just fill in some of that space rather than cutting down other glitter headers from the rest of the kit. And these fit really nicely just to fill in a little bit of space without cluttering up the spread too much. So now that is finally all of my stickers down, and we can go back and fill in all of my plans as usual using my Pilot Friction pen. So this week has been sort of equal parts super productive and super exhausting. So I've had some days where I've felt like on it and I've got loads of stuff done, and then the following day I've just been exhausted and have barely been able to do anything in the evening. Funnily enough, the days where I was exhausted were the 2 days that I went into the office, so make of that what you will. But I think going up and down the stairs from the 3rd floor to the ground floor 5 times on Friday was definitely enough to exhaust anyone. And if anyone mentions to me, oh, you could maybe take the lift, if you heard the lift in my building, you wouldn't want to go on it either. I swear it's out of order more often than it's actually working. But on the days where I felt like I did have a lot of energy, I was really productive, and I think having all of my to-dos split out in the bottom left-hand corner has actually really helped, as I already mentioned. So I've got this week and then Monday to Sunday, and I try and only have like 3 tasks, but as you can see I have space for 4 tasks on some of the days just because of the way that the lines are drawn in that bottom section. And having things spread out over the course of the week rather than trying to do them all on Sunday morning has made it a lot less daunting to try and get like a load of house cleaning done. And also I feel like if I come home from work, do the cleaning thing in like 15 minutes before I sit down, then it's done. But if I sit down, then there's no way it's happening that evening. Once I've sat down, then that is me done for the evening. Also, on one of my really productive days, I just set up my entire October monthly. Usually I would only do the base kind of in the middle of the month, and then a few days before the end of the month I would do the full like actual planning. But I've got so much stuff planned for October already that it felt worth just doing the whole thing in one sitting, and I'm super happy with it, and it's really kicking off spooky season with a bang. For my weekly focus this week, I just wrote Hello Autumn because Friday was the first official day of autumn. I'm definitely ready to get my blanket out for some cozy autumnal evenings now. So that's all of my pre-planning. Let's take a look at the finished spread. So here's the spread all filled out, and I'm really glad that I decided to do colour blocking with this gorgeous kit with exclusive art to Plannerface. I didn't really take very many photos of this week because I didn't do a lot of like outside the house sort of stuff, so it's a Reggie triple in my reflection section for this week. Speaking of Reggie, now it's got a little bit colder, he is definitely all tucked up in his blanket having a snooze while I'm recording this. And that little face definitely says, stop bothering me while I'm trying to sleep. So that's everything for this video, friends. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!